trusted news source, ABC6 News at noon.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. In our top story today, acquitted on assault charges. John Lugo, the Providence police officer accused of punching his political opponent during an abortion rally, cleared by a judge of any wrongdoing. ABC6 News reporter Natalie Nuri is live at Kent County Courthouse where that verdict was read. She has reaction from his lawyer. Natalie?
Doreen, the reaction is as we expected. Lugo's lawyer, Daniel Griffin, told us that the whole process has been devastating, but he's pleased with the outcome as Lugo walks out of here today free from all charges. Trial began back in August for the case of Providence police officer John Lugo after state police charged him with simple assault and disorderly conduct for allegedly punching his political opponent for state senate, Jennifer Rourke, at an abortion protest at the State House in June. Lugo then dropped out of the race, but was acquitted on Wednesday. The court says it was advisable for Lugo to simply identify himself as a police officer at the time, but that his actions were justified in the moment.
The court does not find the actions of Mr. Lugo unreasonable in light of the circumstances and the events that surround it.
The judge said Lugo was, quote, forcibly pulled back and thrown off balance by Rourke when Lugo struck her with an open hand and she struck back. But the judge concluded his actions were the furtherance of his duties as a police officer to attempt to prevent further violence.
As a consequence of finding that Mr. Lugo's actions were justified by his public authority, he's thereby acquitted of this charge of simple assault.
Lugo's lawyer spoke with ABC6 after the verdict was read.
Again, he never should have been arrested. He's a kid who wanted to serve the city, wanted to serve his community, and he was railroaded, but he's acquitted now. We just hope the city of Providence does the right thing and puts him back to work.
Well, the question remains, what happens next for John Lugo? He hasn't come forward yet to comment on what happened here today, but we reached out to Providence Police Department to find out his current status, and a spokesperson told us the department is planning to move forward with his termination pending a hearing under the Law Enforcement Officers Bill of Rights. For now, reporting live in Warwick, Natalie Nori, ABC6 News.
All right, Natalie, thank you. Meanwhile, Jen Rourke did lose to Republican Anthony DeLuca in a close race for that District 29 state Senate seat, 52 to 47%. And we turn to the weather now as we take a live look outside with our sky cam. We're still dealing with lots of clouds in the sky. It still feels damp out there, but the rain is mostly behind us. Kelly Bates is standing by with more in our forecast. Hi, Kel.
Hello. Yeah. Well said, my friend. We do have some clouds out there. We've got fog. You can see that here. But in terms of the showers, yeah, we're pretty much done with it. Now we're just holding on to this fog, mist, and drizzle. But this is going to be breaking up as we go through the afternoon. So right now we do have areas of reduced visibility because of the fog. We're down to 3 miles in New Bedford, 2 for Norwood, 2.5 in Smithfield. But we're not finding areas where it is low enough to impede road travel. So we get to put that in the plus column. Here's a look at the leftover showers, the very back edge of the storm system as it continues to move off toward the northeast. After that, we're going to be left with clouds for a little bit of time, and then we increase the sunshine. But what you should know is that as we clear, our temperatures will be dropping, and we've already seen about a 5-degree drop over the past hour. So that's where temps are headed. We've already hit our high for the day. We did it about an hour ago. After that, we are going to do some clearing. It's going to be a slow process, and will take us into overnight tonight. And then we resume the below average temperature trend. I'll let you know how long that's going to be sticking around for. Coming our way in just a couple minutes. Doreen?
All right, Kelly, thank you. Well, taking notes from the Ocean State, Massachusetts, set to add wrong-way driving alert cameras to its highways. Fall River will be the first test site in Bristol County, with the hope that this can dramatically reduce fatal crashes on the highway. ABC6 News reporter Yanni Trigelis tells us Rhode Island officials believe they're already seeing results.
Turning things around, Rhode Island and Massachusetts working to limit the number of wrong-way driver accidents by installing detection systems on highway ramps across the state.
Between 2008 and 2015, we had 13 fatals regarding wrong-way driving. So in response to that, we did look into this system.
Installed in 2015, Rhode Island's wrong-way driver detection system has picked up more than 600 wrong-way drivers since its inception. And as Stephen Prostawa of RIDOT says, the technology has been life-saving, with just one non-fatal wrong-way crash in the vicinity of the 26 cameras. Most recently, the cameras catching a wrong-way driver just 2 weeks ago on Point Street. The cameras flashing red, alerting the driver, who ultimately turned around. Massachusetts taking note, launching a $2.6 million wrong-way detection system pilot program on its highways today.
These were picked, by the way, based on the actual configuration of those interchanges and incidents of wrong-way drivers in those areas. These were all very deliberately chosen.
Mass put up 16 detection systems across the state in an effort to offset a growing number of wrong-way crashes, including a crash in Mansfield back in May that killed a Smithfield woman. Also included one system in Fall River, located at exit 11 on I-195 East. Both states' cameras work similarly by snapping photos of wrong-way drivers, and if cars don't turn around, state police and the DOT are notified.
As someone is going the wrong way on the ramp, the first detector picks it up, and that puts the signal, the sign into flash. So it starts flashing the red lights around the wrong way sign. This next detector is the camera. So it's picking up, it's tracking the car, taking pictures of it as it approaches.
Yanni Tregellis, ABC6 News.
Well, 4 dogs are missing after a house fire overnight in Bellingham. Firefighters arrived to this home fully engulfed in flames on Stone Street. This isn't far from the Rhode Island border. The family who lives there did get out safely, but again, their 4 dogs are missing. Firefighters said they had issues accessing water when they got there. At least 2 people are now displaced. And 2 people seriously injured in a head-on crash in western Cranston. This was on Situate Ave last night. Major Todd Padalano of the Cranston Police telling ABC6 News the driver of the white Jeep there lost control and crossed over into oncoming traffic, hitting that black Pontiac. The Jeep flipped over. Both drivers were taken to the hospital. One of them is in critical condition. And police in East Providence arresting a man on child molestation charges. Police say over the summer, an alleged victim came forward saying 52-year-old Steven Silva sexually assaulted them when they were 13. Police arrested Silva. He is facing 1st and 2nd degree child molestation charges. Silva was arraigned in court and is being held without bail. And in today's political news, former President Donald Trump announcing his 3rd run for the Oval Office. It comes as he faces multiple criminal and civil investigations and as Republicans grapple with a disappointing midterm election. ABC's Morgan Norwood has more.
Former President Donald Trump launching his White House campaign for 2024.
In order to make America great and glorious again, I am tonight announcing my candidacy for President of the United States.
Surrounded by MAGA loyalists and members of his Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach, Trump delivering a largely subdued speech, boasting exaggerated success in his term and blaming President Biden for the current state of affairs.
The citizens of our country have not yet realized the full extent and gravity of the pain our nation is going through.
Trump's campaign kickoff comes just 1 week after a disappointing show in the midterms for Republicans, with many in his party pointing the finger at him, ready to move on. New Hampshire's Republican Governor Chris Sununu brushing off Trump's announcement.
Whatever announcements may or may not be happening tonight, frankly, nobody's going to care.
Trump left office with just a 38% job approval rating. His career average was 40%, the lowest for any president in modern polling dating back to 1939. He's also running under the cloud of multiple criminal and civil investigations, many in which his aides believe he may somehow be protected from, given his declared presidential run.
It's not going to shield him. The best that this would do, potentially, is pressure the Department of Justice to get a special counsel.
And President Joe Biden seemingly teeing up a rematch in 2024, tweeting a video portraying Trump as a, quote, threat to America. I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
And a sharp reaction locally to this announcement from Attleboro Mayor and Bristol County Sheriff-elect Paul Heroux, writing on Twitter, calling Trump a national embarrassment and dangerous. That is a big contrast to longtime Sheriff Tom Hodgson, who Heroux will replace in 2023. Hodgson was a strong supporter of the former president and appeared with him in Washington. At checking in on world headlines today, Poland's president now saying there is no indication that a missile was deliberately fired into a Polish farmland, killing 2 people. The president there describing it as an unfortunate accident. U.S. officials saying the explosion was likely caused by a Ukrainian air defense missile, with President Biden pledging to assist Poland in its investigation. NATO's Secretary General saying that Russia still bears ultimate responsibility for continuing its illegal war against Ukraine. Still to come here on ABC6 News at noon. No calming down for Taylor Swift fans, angry with Ticketmaster over technical troubles that left people waiting for hours for tickets. And later, Elon Musk's ultimatum to Twitter employees: prepare to work hard or quit. A lot of reaction today to the Ticketmaster mess for Taylor Swift tickets. Even Rhode Island Congressman David Cicilline calling for a DOJ investigation into their sales tactics. ABC's Lara Spencer has more on what happened with this pre-sale problem.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me.
No, Taylor, you aren't the problem, but the high demand for your tickets sure is.
It must be exhausting, always rooting for the anti-hero.
Ticketmaster crashing during a pre-sale for a handful of dates on Swift's new stadium tour, leaving millions of fans out of luck.
Please, God, please.
They can't.
No, what just happened?
Social media filling up with complaints like this one. Quote, it's called the Eras Tour because if you try to log on to Ticketmaster, all you get are era messages. A spokesperson for Ticketmaster telling ABC News millions of fans registered for Taylor Swift's Eras verified fan presale, with demand more than twice the number of tickets available. Then on top of that, millions more showed up to try and buy. This comes as Ticketmaster faces revived scrutiny from some members of Congress who claim its merger with Live Nation has created a monopoly which needs to be broken up. Just last week, Swift added 17 dates to her schedule for a total of 52 shows, creating more opportunities for parents like this dad on TikTok. He was selected for the pre-sale, but if you haven't bought yet, beware. Resale sites like StubHub showing tickets listed at much higher prices. 2 tickets for a Saturday show in New Jersey listed at more than $32,000 each.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem. I'm the problem. It's me.
And that was Lara Spencer reporting. Still to come here on the news at noon, Kelly has a full look at your 7-day forecast. Stay with us.
And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with meteorologist Kelly Bates.
Well, good afternoon and welcome back. We've got some patchy fog out here. We also have mist and drizzle. So even though the rain showers have ended, we're still feeling quite damp outside. And that's how we'll likely continue on through the, I'd say, first couple of hours this afternoon. So how much rain did we get? Well, generally more than an inch. That's what our map guide is showing us. We saw between 1 and 1.5 inches for most areas. Of course, the eastern areas of southern New England saw a little bit less. And now we have this issue with the patchy fog. The good news is that the visibilities aren't low enough to impede road travel, but it is still out there. You'll definitely see it. And temperatures have been weirdly warm. We were at 60 degrees at 11 this morning in Providence, and now temps are down to 56. And along the south coast, 60s there as well, now down into the 50s. Our exception right now is New Bedford, holding at 63, and we're into the 40s now as we're looking north and west of the city this check-in. We had a pretty gusty wind going this morning out on the Cape. We're starting to see that relax, but what we're looking for in terms of wind is the direction, not the speed this check-in. You see, we flipped to become southwesterly, and that is what has been driving in those warmer temperatures, this warmer batch of air. Now, behind it, we're going to start to bring in air from the northwest, and that's already beginning to happen in areas to our west. So as this northwesterly wind eventually works its way in, it's going to bring in dry air. That's going to facilitate the drying. It's also going to facilitate the cool down, and that's already in progress. So taking a look at our wind gusts, we have been picking up some pretty significant ones, mainly out on Block Island where we've topped 30 miles per hour. But otherwise, our wind situation, our breezes are going to continue to fizzle on out. Here's our system, our coastal storm. It's lifting on through. We just have a couple of little showers left in portions of Massachusetts, and of course all the stuff going on in northern New England. What's going to take the place of our precipitation is this. We're going to do some clearing, but it is going to take some time for us to get there. So that's what we're going to watch as we continue on through the afternoon hours. One item to note, though, we're going to watch the onset of a pretty significant lake effect snow event for the folks well to our west. But at the same time, we may get a little bit of wind that may carry a couple of these into southern New England from time to time. Right now, we're expecting not to see anything, but the chances there we could catch like a fleeting glimpse of perhaps even a little tiny shower. See, the chances there, but it's really not likely. Other than that, we're looking at a really long, dry, bright, cooler than average stretch, which I'll show you coming up in your extended forecast. Meanwhile, we're going to do clearing, turning colder. Temperatures are going to continue to drop off overnight. We'll likely bottom out around 33 degrees, and we should see ample amount of sunshine as we get to your Thursday. Bright and cooler. High temperatures are usually in the lower to mid 50s for this week ahead, and we're going to be topping out only in the 40s starting tomorrow and lasting right through Tuesday. We're also looking at lows that'll be in the 20s, so if you don't know where your scraper is and you didn't get it out the other day, this is the time to locate it because we're probably going to need its services.
Any chance you could do the water squirt and try to make the
windshield
washer? Thank you. Yes.
It depends. If you leave earlier and it hasn't built up, you should be okay.
Okay, good. That's the way I cheat at that hour of the morning.
I agree.
All right, Kelly, thank you. We'll be right back. Back now with your consumer news, and Twitter employees have a difficult decision to make. New owner Elon Musk reportedly sent out a late-night email giving employees until 5 p.m. Thursday to commit to, quote, extremely hardcore work or leave the company. The email directs employees to click yes if they want to continue working there. Anyone who does not respond will be let go and given 3 months severance pay. Musk ended his memo with, "Thank you for your efforts to make Twitter successful." Cosmetics giant Estee Lauder already has a Tom Ford branded beauty line. Now it's buying the luxury brand up completely. The deal, valued at nearly $3 billion, is the biggest acquisition ever for Estee Lauder. The companies hope to close the deal in the first half of next year. Still to come on the news at noon, Lego is out with its tallest set yet. Just how big is this block version of the Eiffel Tower? And Kelly has another look at your afternoon forecast right after that. Check this out. Lego has unveiled its tallest build ever. This is the new Lego Eiffel Tower set. It contains 10,000 pieces. It's nearly 5 feet tall, so about our height, Kel.
Yeah.
The Lego Eiffel Tower set isn't really appropriate, though, for young kids, by the way. It's really difficult to build, so they're actually recommending it for those 18 and up. And it's also not cheap. The price tag, $630, and it's going to go on sale Black Friday.
Wow.
It's very cool. That's not one you take apart,
No.
I think, after it's built.
No.
Right?
No. You throw a coat on it after
Yeah,
like 6 months.
Exactly.
We would need help assembling the top
We
of
would.
that.
We'd need a little step stool.
Yeah.
That's all right, though.
I think so. Hey, we're going to clear. I know it doesn't look like it now. We do have a lot of clouds, some patchy fog, but that's going to break up. And we're going to get into some clearing. Temperatures have already hit the high. We're on our way down now. And now we're going to just go right back into that below average temperature trend. As of now, it looks like we're going to remain cooler than average, but at least bright and dry from Thursday right through the weekend into the start of next week. And most of next week, in fact, is looking to be dry and cool. And a quick look like toward the end of the month showed like the whole rest of the month looking cooler than average.
Oh, boy.
I know,
All
right?
What a way to end it after starting off so warm.
Right. I don't put a lot of stock in long-term
Yep.
forecasts like that, but it was looking like it. And I kind of believe it.
Yeah, and people are asking you. Well, of
Right.
course, with Thanksgiving.
Sure.
Yeah, you're getting the question.
Well, Thanksgiving as of now is looking to be dry but cooler.
Okay. All right. So bundle up for those football games.
Exactly.
Thank you, Kelly. And thank you for joining us for the news at noon. The news continues first at 4. Have a great day, everybody.